Welcome to Hays Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. USD 489 Superintendent Dean Catt begins a talking tour this week in Hays, answering questions about the upcoming local option budget election. The first meeting is 5:30 p.m. Wednesday at Hays High School. The election will be conducted by a mail-in ballot June 11th. Ballots must be returned by noon June 27th. A 1% increase to the LOB would generate about $233,000 for use in the general fund, which includes day-to-day operations. School Board President Greg Schwartz has pointed out the public needs to be aware if the LOB passes, the board has the right to raise the LOB another 1% within a year's time without a public vote. You can see a schedule of Catt's tour and get more information about the local option budget election on the USD 489 website. Increasing fees and reducing bus routes in an effort to shrink the school district's $1.3 million budget deficit were discussed at length during Monday's Board of Education work session. USD 489 business manager Tracy Kaiser outlined the possible changes and their projected savings and revenue. Fee options include increases in the workbook enrollment fee, implementing a kindergarten fee, and pay to participate fees for sports and activities. A brainstorming handout was presented with possible general fund reductions ranging from elimination of employee health insurance to implementing a 4-day school week and elimination of select programs. Discussion will continue at next Monday's school board meeting. Although his last official day of work is June 30th, the current president of Fort Hays State University, Dr. Ed Hammond, is quick to point out he is not retiring. The Kansas Board of Regents announced last Friday Dr. Mirta Martin will become the 9th Fort Hays State president starting July 1st. Hammond arrived in Hays in 1987. He's the longest-serving president in the Regents system. He's under contract with the Regents to work another 3 to 7 years at the university, with the first year dedicated to helping Martin ease into her new position.
I know the Dodge City proposal and the possibility is going to be a major time consumer as we move into that first year. And then the second year, I'm on a 1-year sabbatical, supposedly. But, you know, there's been discussion, well, if the president really wants you to continue to help, you know, would you do half-time the first year and half-time the second instead of being gone the all first year? So a lot depends really on who they hire as the president and how they want to use the time that the regents have tied down. You know, Mary and I are not at all interested in leaving Hays, and so we'll continue to be connected with the university. And you know, I look forward to teaching again. I haven't taught in a long time, and
Hammond says he's particularly interested in teaching in the new Higher Education Student Affairs Master's Program and Leadership Studies. The EMS Rural Fire Building Project a step closer to getting underway after the Ellis County Commission voted Monday to move forward with the latest set of plans. Architect Brad Teeter met with the Commission and county staff in a special meeting Monday afternoon. Initial bids for the building came in well above estimates. The county's building upgrade project is being funded through a sales tax passed by voters last spring. One remaining issue, the need for a generator. Teeter estimates it will take 2 weeks to finish the drawings. The project could be sent to bid by the 3rd week of May. Commissioners approved the purchase of 38 self-contained breathing apparatus for rural fire companies at Monday's regular meeting. Chief Dick Klaus had told commissioners and County Administrator Greg Sun recent tests show the air packs are beginning to wear out.
Some get more, some get less, depending on how many volunteers respond to the various fires and locations. And that bid was like $166,000 and $180-some thousand were the two low bids. And the main difference between them being how much field of vision the firefighters have with the mask that goes on. One of them has a microphone inside the mask instead of outside the mask, which probably not only protects the microphone to some extent, but also probably makes it easier to hear.
A little clearer.
Another one, there's a difference in battery life and how much the cost is to maintain the batteries between the two units. And then the warranties are substantially different. So,
the Commission awarded the bid to Hays Fire and Rescue Sales and Service for 38 Avon ISI air packs at a cost of $188,000. Klaus estimates the air packs will last 15 years. They have a 10-year warranty on electronics and 15 years on the air components. A 20-minute police pursuit in Hays, reaching speeds up to 90 miles an hour, followed by a foot chase, resulted in the arrest of 2 people Monday morning. According to Hays Police Department Lieutenant Brandon Wright, dispatchers received a call from a police officer in the 700 block of East 6th Street. He was attempting to pull a car over for a broken windshield. The driver refused to stop. Then began the pursuit. Law enforcement officers from multiple jurisdictions were called in. The pursuit zigzagged from an area south of Main Street to north of Bison Road. 2 passengers remained with the car. The other 2 occupants fled on foot. The driver, 25-year-old Troy Rollins, and a second suspect, 21-year-old Jorge Carrillo, were quickly captured along Big Creek. The 2 males in the car were questioned and released. Rollins is facing 1 count of felony interference with a law enforcement officer, aggravated endangerment of a child, criminal restraint, and driving with a suspended license. Carrillo is facing 1 count of felony interference with a law enforcement officer. All 4 involved in the incident are Hays residents.
What's up with Bob and Carol's porta potty?
You've seen their nasty, dirty bathroom. They're finally getting it remodeled.
But it's been 2 weeks with that porta potty on their front lawn. Why didn't they call Steeders? That's what Ron and Mary did. They got a Pro Lux bathroom remodel in less than 2 days.
I hear Steeders uses an acrylic liner that's 4 times stronger and 3 times thicker. And they can do walk-in tubs and showers too.
Schedule your ProLux bathroom makeover with Steeder Contractors in Great Bend.
The service you deserve, the quality you expect. Service Master Clean, Service Master of Hays. Everything we clean, satisfaction guarantee. And we clean everything with Service Master of Hays. Service Master, Service Master of Hays.
Hi, Jim Cleland, Cleland Pharmacy in Waukegan. In this left hand is a bottle of Viagra. A lot of jokes about this drug, but no joke if you need it. And the cost of it, I pay $716.49 for 30 tablets. Unaffordable. Here's an answer. Sildenafil citrate, same drug. 90 tablets of 20 milligram tablets, $83.87. Cleland Pharmacy, making prescription therapy affordable for you.
This is a news update from the Salina Post. 2 people are in custody after a nearly 4-hour standoff in northwest Salina Monday afternoon. 29-year-old Adam Humphrey and 25-year-old Heather Davis were taken into custody on several warrants, according to Captain Mike Sweeney with the Salina Police Department. They were reported to be armed and dangerous inside the home. When officers surrounded the house around noontime Monday, 2 people did leave immediately, but Humphrey and Davis remained. Several area streets were blocked off during the standoff. Sweeney says Davis came out the front door and surrendered to police just before 4 p.m. Monday afternoon. Humphrey was taken into custody a few minutes later near the back entrance of the home. Humphrey has Saline County warrants for unlawful possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, felony interference with a law enforcement officer, and felony battery of a law enforcement officer. He also has warrants from Sedgwick County for 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and theft. Davis has Saline County warrants for failing to appear for unlawful possession of methamphetamine and felony obstruction. She also has additional warrants in Ellis County for failure to appear on unlawful possession of amphetamine. Winter wheat is deteriorating in Kansas amid dry and windy weather conditions and very little rain. The National Agricultural Statistics Service reporting that almost half the state's crop is faring poorly. What little rain Kansas got last week was limited to eastern and northern counties. Topsoil moisture is short to very short in 70% of the state. The weekly snapshot shows 18% of the winter wheat rated as poor to very poor, 29% is poor, 36% is in fair condition, 16% in good condition, and 1% in excellent condition. About 15% of the crop has now headed. The agency also reports that 52% of the corn, 1% of the sorghum, and 4% of the soybeans have been planted. The U.S. Senate has confirmed the appointment of a Kansas Supreme Court justice to the Federal Appeals Court that handles cases from 6 western and plains states. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran's office says the chamber voted 90-3 Monday to confirm Nancy Moritz to the Denver-based 10th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. President Obama nominated Moritz last August. The 54-year-old Moritz will fill the vacancy created in 2011 when Judge Danelle Taha retired and became the dean of the law school at Pepperdine University in California. Moritz is a former federal prosecutor. She was appointed to the Kansas Court of Appeals back in 2004 and the Kansas Supreme Court in 2010. Moritz was born in Beloit, grew up in Tipton, and she graduated from Sacred Heart High School in Salina after her family moved to Salina when she was 15. Moran says Moritz is well prepared for the federal court. A Salina man is in jail after punching a man in the face and kicking his dog on a sidewalk last Friday afternoon. Salina Police Captain Mike Sweeney said 48-year-old Eric Sneerly was walking his dog in the 200 block of Heartland around 1:40 Friday afternoon when he met 49-year-old Jeffrey Plott walking in the other direction, who then kicked the dog and punched Sneerly in the right eye, knocking him out. Sneerly came to and went to Salina Regional Health Center for treatment of a cut over his right eye that took several stitches to close. He was able to give police a description of the man who hit him, and during a check in the area where the assault occurred, officers located Plott. Plott was booked into the Saline County Jail on a charge of aggravated battery. Sneerly and Plott do not know each other. It's not known why Plott kicked the dog or punched Sneerly. The dog was not hurt. Environmental regulators say officials at natural gas liquid storage facilities in central Kansas have agreed to spend $2 million to reduce air pollution. The Environmental Protection Agency says the settlement with Mid-Continent Fractionation and Storage in Conway resulted from a 2012 inspection. The company agreed to install and operate a new vapor collection system that reduces emissions of volatile organic compounds in the atmosphere. EPA says the upgrade will bring the company into compliance with the Clean Air Act and cut emissions by more than 15 tons a year. The agency says volatile organic compounds may cause wheezing and breathing difficulties during outdoor activities, aggravate asthma, and increase susceptibility to respiratory illnesses. This has been a news update from the Salina Post.
Thanks, Randy. For updates to these stories and more news and information, check out our website, hayespost.com. Meteorologist Dan Holliday is in next with the weather forecast. Stay tuned.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
Imagine powering all of your Wi-Fi devices seamlessly with Eagle Fusion. Your laptop, gaming system, and other electronics connect to Eagle's internet. Call 877-61-EAGLE to get Fusion for only $5 per month.
Imagine your favorite TV show following you through the house. With Eagle Fusion, you can stop your favorite program in one room and start up in another without missing any of it. Get Eagle Fusion for only $5 per month by calling 877-61-EAGLE today.
We will be clear and cool overnight with a low in the low 50s. Our wind out of the south will continue to bring in some Gulf moisture as we have a trough of low pressure to our west. That strengthens. It's going to heat up into the mid-90s Wednesday with winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour. From the Eagle Stormwatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dan Holliday.
And that's Hayes Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. Thanks for joining us.